Hey YouTubers, this is Pittsburgh Pap. Today we're going to try and modify 3 gas cans with EPA spouts, and we're going to try and replace them with a product called Easy Spout that we obtained from eBay. Getting ready to show you those now. These are easy pours. I got 3 of them from great brands on an eBay buy it now for $28 including shipping. That's kind of expensive, being about $10 per can, but I'm tired of spilling gasoline all over the place trying to make these federal pour spots work. You can thank the EPA. This one on this, there's 2 Blitz cans and 1 Scepter. Now, right on the package it tells you that these are for cans that are made prior to 2009. I guess the EPA regulations changed in 2009. It might not be adaptable. That Scepter on the left there is a relatively newer can. I don't know what year I bought it. I'll never know what year I bought it. So we may have our work cut out for that. So here's our video on converting from EPA spout to an easy pour spout. You have to open up and read the directions. So what's included in the bag is the spout with 2 different thread designs, one coarse, one finer, fit different brands of cans. This plastic thing that you loop on your cap so you don't lose it. An extra plastic cap. Don't know what that's for yet. I guess it's just an extra plastic cap. And a vent. Now the instructions are specific about adding a vent. You know, these new cans don't have vents. The instruction says that the black cap over here fits brands Rubbermaid, Gott, and Essence, and Briggs. The yellow cap has a coarse thread and generally fits Blitz, Midwest, and Wedco. So I'm excited that I have 2 Blitz cans, so at least I'll know to work on that. And then it goes on to say that to install the new vent, make sure the can is empty and dry inside, and drill a 1/2-inch hole in the back top side of the jug using a step drill bit, tapered reamer, or paddle bit. That's a wood speed bit. A metal or twist bit should not be used. It will make an irregular hole and the vent won't fit right. Now I'm going to have to go looking for a 1/2-inch wood paddle. I have my brand new Harbor Freight titanium nitride drill bit set all ready to go. Now I have to go look for an old paddle bit back in the garage. I only found 1 blade bit and it was 1 inch. I knew I had one, but I didn't know what size it was. It's the only one I got. So I think what I'll do is pick the next size down on my fancy Harbor Freight drill set and put that in there, see if I can. Well, I'll make a pilot hole first. That'll be the plan. Now I'm just going to take the spots off and see how the new spots screw on. The new spout comes with a screen they call a flame arrestor. So if your can catches fire, the screen is supposed to arrest the flame, and a nice rubber base for a good seal. The instructions said that the yellow coarse thread was going to fit the Blitz, and it does. So instead of playing with that stupid push-on thing, I can go directly to pouring out of the spout. The spout's quite flexible. I can get that down in my car. I go to a local supermarket, Giant Eagle for you Pittsburghers, and I buy 30 gallon at a time, and if the car needs it, the car gets it. If the lawnmower needs it, the lawnmower gets it. But I've never had a spout that would actually reach down into the car's gas tank top. So we know that this works on the Blitz. To install this strap, push the small end down through the little hole. I'm going to set the camera down for that, and then it says to wrap it around the corrugation and tighten it, and that'll hold it in place, but I can't do it with a camera in my hand. Getting this bullet in through that hole wasn't that easy. I had to use a pair of pliers because my thumb kept slipping down on here. It's pretty slick, so I grabbed onto it with pliers and pushed it down through. The instructions mention wrapping around this corrugated part, and I don't even know what they're talking about. It's not long enough to do that or anything else, but if you unscrew it and just make sure you drop it down over the top, then you'll have your cap. It's just it'll work out great for you. I can truthfully say that this Scepter can is the most over-engineered piece of crap I've ever owned. It's got some kind of locking mechanism here I never figured out. It's got the instructions right on the front of the can. I still can't figure it out. Then to get any gasoline out of it, you have to hook it on here or hook it on there and push, and then you end up with gasoline all over yourself and the floor. And the other thing is, when you tighten this down, it ratchets shut. If the sun hits this can, it's going to blow up and look like a basketball. It's a wonder it never split and flooded my garage with 5 gallons of gas. I mean, it would just fall over. You could roll it across the floor. It got so round. You have to use 2 hands to work this ratchet. The yellow nut on the kit fits the Scepter. You can remove this ratchet, but it really doesn't get in the way. I'll leave it there in case I ever want to use that top again for whatever reason. Move this to another can or whatever. I can always replace that back on here if I leave this ratchet in place. It really doesn't get in the way. It's screwed down tight and doesn't interfere. And it'll be a constant reminder of how the federal government has interfered in our gasoline can lives until I kicked a bucket. I always remember how hard it was to use that can. Definitely the hardest part about this job is getting that end to go through that little loop. If you want to give up, go get a piece of string, do the same thing. That drove me crazy. Now I'm going to drill a pilot hole in this Blitz can on a flat spot. Don't want to put it on a curve. I think that'll interfere with the seal. But on the other one, I'm going to have to put it on a curve. But I'll try this one out on a flat spot here. A lot of people think these are seams in the can. These spines run down here. That's just where the 2 pieces of steel come together on the outside. The inside's perfectly smooth. It's not really a seam. It's going to split. It doesn't have to be here. That's not actually a seam. That's just mold flash. That's when the mold comes together. It's all a piece of plastic. Now I'm getting ready to drill, but I have to put down the camera. Okay, we put in our pilot hole. Now we're going to use the next size down from a 1/2 inch. I'll let you know what it is when I go get it. It's 31/64. But it's also got a 1/2 inch or 31/64 shank on it, and I only have a 1/4 inch drill. The largest drill from that set that I could get in my dad's old brace is 25/64. So I'm going to go ahead and make a 25/64 hole and then see what happens. And I don't know how it's going to turn out. After I drilled the pilot hole, the plastic was soft enough I took that 31/64 or 32, whatever it was, and I was able to turn it by hand wearing a glove and just make the hole bigger. Now I'm going to get the rat tails off there so we have a smooth surface on top. Before I started this job, I took precautions. I emptied the cans, I left the caps off for about 2 weeks so there was no more gasoline inside the cans. And I'm doing this job outside. You don't want to do this inside. If anything happens, you don't want your whole house family to go. Do it outside. Run the extension cord, whatever you got to do. Don't do this in your shop. and make sure the can is totally void of any gasoline or gas vapors. It'll smell like gasoline after a while, but there won't be enough vapors there to ignite. So let them air out. So that 32/64 gave me enough to lead in the front of this vent cap. Now I'm going to smack it with a hammer. The plastic on that can is pliable enough to force that down in there. I don't know what kind of seal we have, won't know until I get some gasoline in there. But it did go down in with the 32/64 that I operated by hand using a glove because I didn't have a drill to take that shank. Of course, I didn't know that when I bought the set, so I can only use the smaller sizes in my drill. Very upsetting. I'll go ahead and do the same process on the other two cans, putting in the vents. I'm calling this a success. I'll update when I get back from buying gasoline. I got to make a trip and do a few things, and I'll let you know how that turns out once I get gasoline in them. And then we'll do a sample pour. Yeehaw! Make sure you collect all your extra parts. Put them somewhere where you can find them. You'll have a lot. A couple fall-off points. The scepter can creates more shavings to fall down inside, so make sure they're dry so you can bounce them out of there. Also, if you're going to use a hammer to drive these in like I did, close the cap first so that you're hitting the shape it's in now. Don't have it open up and try and hit the seal point with the hammer. Close it and hit the top of the closure with the hammer to set it. Make sure you get all those flakes around the outside of the hole. My hole on this one ended up a little bit oblong, but it still popped in. As long as you get that leading edge down in the can, not have any hanging over the edge of your hole, then it will pound down in. One good smack. Took two on this one. Like I said, it's more brittle. It didn't give as much. These are pretty flexible. I'm just a little unhappy with the way this yellow end fits the scepter can. Doesn't seem to get on very far, but I think there is a good seal. First time it screwed right on. So I tried it 3 more times whenever I was knocking the shavings out of it from the drill, and it took me like 3 tries. It wants to cross thread, but it is on there. I believe it's tight. We'll have to get some gas in there and find out. Alright, we're back from buying gasoline. Let's see how we made the trip. This gas can wasn't converted. This one's dry. This one's dry. This one's got a leak around the vent cap. We'll have to take a look at that, see what the problem is. Probably overfilled it. In the instructions it says if you have a leak around the gas cap, you're supposed to buy a gasoline proof gasket sealer type thing. I imagine I got some Permatex in the garage here I can put around there. These cans all have more than 5 gallons in them. In order to get my 30 gallons I had to put about 5.2 in each one, but we don't have any leaks in these ones. I went up and down a lot of steep hills. I'm going to go ahead and rate the Easy Pour Spout an A. I give it an A+, except this vent right here where I positioned it leaks. It will continue to leak until I put some kind of goo on it. It runs right out. Can't have that, so that'll have to be pulled out and have some gasoline proof sealant placed around it in order to provide a seal proof vent. The other two work like a charm. Those cans were very full when I brought them home, and I did go up and down some really steep hills. Our Johnnyville gas station's up on top of a good sized hill and come down about 500 yards pretty much straight down, so didn't get any leaks out of those two vents, which is good. This overfilled can here wants to leak bad, so Front end didn't leak at all, but this vent I have to have some kind of sealant on it, so we give it an A. Just takes a little bit of time. If you don't need a vent on your can and you're ready to go, this spout, you can bend it real easy, get it where you need it to go. Real easy to fill up small lawnmower engines and stuff without overflowing. You can see what you're doing without sticking the end down in there and pressing on those little tabs that you have to make work on the old style or the new old style. So we give this an A. It's Pittsburgh Pap with easy flow gas nozzles.